vocals in your music can make it stand out, be more radio friendly, and even generate more sales and streams.
Not all music needs vocals, but sometimes a vocal track can help you creatively and make music that's a little bit different than you're used to.
Clearly, this is not my voice. I'm using an AI tool to shift my voice to sound like other people.
This is pretty cool cause I can sing and sounds amazing.
I'm not a really good singer. So obviously I used AI to change my voice there, but check this out. You can literally draw in MIDI. Choose your voice, and now you already have a melodic line sang by the AI.
La 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 la.
You can add in your own words, and instantly you have a vocal take of somebody singing the lyrics in the melody that you'd like.
Please consider subscribing.
And then you can take the other tool, Vocal Flex, and change in between multiple timbres of voices that you can choose in this presets, or you can actually drag and drop in your own and create your own unique timbres.
Please consider subscribing. Please consider subscribing. Please consider subscribing.
Not all music requires vocals, but it's fun sometimes to add in some vocals to spice up your music and try something different. That's why I caved and tried out some AI vocal software. And I'm going to explain to you the little regret that I have and why I'm also really excited for this at the same time. Both of these plugins are by a company called Dreamtonics from Japan. I'm going to quickly show you how you can use them as a valuable tool in your arsenal. Of course, I'll put a link to both of these, as well as some other free stuff in the link in the description below. Okay, let's take a step back and learn how to do this. This is the track that I'm working with. Pretty nice, really chill, but I want to add a vocal onto that. So I'm going to grab my Synthesizer V plugin and I'm going to choose a voice. So I'm going to choose May this time, which is a female vocal. And I want to make sure that my language over here is in English. I have English, also Japanese, Mandarin. There's a bunch of different languages here for May as the AI tool. So I'm going to use English because that's what the vocals are going to be written in. I'm going to draw out my melody. I'm in D sharp, so I'm going to write my vocals in D sharp. I want to choose the right octave. So I want to bring this down an octave. I'm going to hold Command D, which brings it down an octave. Double click to draw in another note. And as soon as I overlap, they actually go grayed out because they're not going to work. So I have to shorten the length of one of those so that it does fit together and then it'll pop back up. The longer notes hold longer vocals and more vibrato. I have this quick melody here and it sounds like this. So that's pretty nice, but I want to add in some lyrics and then change the way that the voice actually sounds to fit my track a bit better. We have all these settings down here. We can add more emotion, less emotion, softer or harder, loudness, tension, all these things I'm going to adjust just slightly to make it a more unique sound. So let's go with emotional. I'll keep the emotional up pretty high because it's more of a sad sounding song. The softness I can bring down a bit. It's a bit too soft for me. Increase the volume a little bit. Tension we don't really need for this song, so I'll bring it down a little bit. Maybe a little bit of breathiness. We can even change the gender to be more masculine or feminine, but we're going to do that within Vocal Flex anyways after we create this, which is really neat. A little bit more breathy now. Maybe add a bit more breathiness. So I want to drop in my own lyrics now. So let's say I'm taking lyrics from a song that I heard recently that I really enjoyed. So I can start to type them in by double clicking. The lyrics are if, and then I press tab, it goes to the next one, you. And instead of having this a new word here, I can put this plus symbol and that's going to carry that note into the next one. I have it as a plus, I press tab and I can put don't. Then I'm actually going to split this into two. So I'm going to duplicate this again, maybe go over here twice as long, and I'm going to put jump. So it's if you don't jump.
If you don't jump.
I don't like the timing of that too much. So I'll put this one to the don't and this one to the jump and maybe just get rid of this one.
If you don't jump.
That sounds a little bit better. And over here, you, tab, will, tab, not, and then fly. I'm going to do something else. Also, I'm going to bring this down. Another note here. And I'm going to put a minus, and that's going to increase the length as well into one consonant. And that's going to change the weight of the feeling of the vocal as well.
If you don't jump, you will not fly.
I can even just change this into the male vocal to see how it sounds. And every time we make a change here, you'll see the waveforms change in real time. And that's just processing it, what it's going to sound like.
If you don't jump,
I like that male vocal actually a bit more.
you will not fly.
It might sound better an octave lower, so I can press Command A to select everything, and then Command D to go down an octave.
If you don't jump, You will not fly.
That sounds really good. It matches the vibe of the track a bit better, so I'm going to keep it like that. Maybe I want to make it a bit more powerful or a bit more heavy of a vocal. I can adjust the timbre. How do you say that? Can somebody in the comments let me know? Because I have so many people saying timbre, timbre wrong, and I want to know what's the right way to say it.
If you don't jump.
Let's put it up a little bit louder.
If you don't jump, you will not fly.
Pretty impressive that this actually sounds very realistic and is completely AI. Before I put on some effects and processing and show you what it sounds like in the track, let's talk about some of the benefits that a tool like this can have. As a producer, especially when you're starting out, maybe you're not confident enough to work with the vocalist and you want to try out some different ideas inside of a DAW before bringing it to a vocalist, or maybe you just want to add in your own vocals or AI vocals to your music. This can solve all three of those problems very easily. And for myself, I'm happy to pay for vocals, but I personally don't know too many vocalists. I do know one great vocalist. Her name's Amber Long. Shout out to Amber. She is really great, but I've worked with her in the past, but I don't really know too many vocalists myself, and it would be a little bit daunting to try and hire somebody online when I can't really sit in the room with them and work with them creatively. It might just be better to work on this first and bring some ideas to the table and see what they can do with that. And lastly, you can try out some vocal takes in your music with this tool, and you can discover that maybe your track doesn't really need vocals. Not every track will sound good with vocals, so testing it out with this tool can actually help you decide if you want to work with a vocalist or use vocals in your track at all. Let's throw some reverb and delay on there, make it sound real nice. Some pre-delay, low dry wet on the delay, and let's play it in context with the track.
Jump, you will not fly.
And that sounds really nice with the rest of the track.
If you don't jump, you will not fly. If you don't jump, you will not fly.
So I think that sounds really nice, but I'm going to push this even further with another tool that's going to create some harmonies with different timbres to make this vocal just sound beautiful. This is Vocal Flex. It's going to change the timbre of the voice, and I can choose a bunch of different voice presets already. So let's say we can go with an airy female ballad. I'm going to grab in another one here. So let's go a deep female R&B. And that pushes this one over here. Let's grab one or two more. Delicate female J-pop and smooth, mature soprano. Okay, so these are all kind of different places on the spectrum here. And when I move this kind of matrix around, it's going to blend the vocal between these 4 different vocal timbres.
If you don't jump,
So the Vocal Flex.
you will not fly. If you don't jump,
So it actually blends together multiple vocal timbres
you will not fly.
and get a complete
If you don't jump,
unique voice that is that only you can save as a preset and use if you'd like.
you will not fly. If you don't jump,
You can change the pitch as well, coming in or out, which can actually help the AI sound a bit better.
if you don't jump, you will not fly.
So you have so many different versions of the singers, and basically the closer you put this to each of these kind of DNA strands of vocals, it grabs from each of the vocalist timbres from these little points here. So the more points you grab, the more it's going to be like that one, and the ones that are kind of in the shadow are pulling away more of that. So I can delete all of these here by right-clicking and deleting, and I can just add in my own color, like a hex code. So I'm going to say masculine is on the left, the tone is up and down, and feminine is on the right. Let's just move this over somewhere. Let's click random. So let's just choose here. Let's press play.
If you don't jump, if you don't jump, if you don't jump.
And you can create a literal hex code color for that vocal timbre, and then you can share it with somebody else, another producer, or you can save that and use it as your exclusive singer for your vocal performances that you do inside of Vocal Flex and Synthesizer V to record yourself. It's very, very cool. Let's apply that there. We have that plopped in there, and then of course I can grab another one. Let's go deep female R&B and blend between the two.
If you don't jump, if you don't jump.
And it's in real time, which is very cool. You can even actually do this live while you're singing for like performative reasons. So if you're not a very confident singer like me, you can actually sing your own vocal and then drop it in here and then use the different timbres of the vocals to make your voice sound different, unique, or to sound, in my case, better. And this is valuable to me because I want to start putting vocals in my songs of myself singing, but I don't have that total confidence yet. By using this, it might actually make my voice sound better, and then I can start to use them in my tracks while I'm still practicing becoming a better vocalist. Let's create a harmony using Vocal Flex. So I'm going to duplicate this, turn off vocal flex on the first one. So we're just using the harmonies on the second one. Go into synthesizer V. To save CPU, I've exported the vocal into audio, and now I'm going to go back into the same synthesizer V. I'm going to grab everything and push this up so that it's a harmony of the original vocal and play them together.
If you don't jump, you might not fly.
And let's add some variation to the harmony here. So maybe I'll lower this one here, copy and paste that, and add in some variation. I'll keep this one low here. Maybe I'll change the harmony a little bit. Maybe go a bit higher here. Maybe take out some of the words. So let's just go get rid of the might. Change this to a plus so that the fly extends onto the next one here. And let's hear those sounds with a more unique harmony.
If you don't jump, you might not fly.
So now that I have the harmony, I'm going to add in a vocal flex to get that nicer timbre. Let's maybe choose a deeper vocal.
If you don't jump,
I like that one.
you might not fly.
I like that one too. That sounds really nice. I'm going to turn down the vocal of the second layer because we don't need the harmony so loud. And let's test it in the whole track.
If you don't jump,
You know what? I want to try a brighter vocal, maybe a little bit softer. Let's go to the sweet, dreamy alto, turn it down a little bit more.
if you don't jump,
Let's put the vocal one more time and test it out with those lower notes now.
if you don't jump, you might not fly. If you don't jump, you might not fly.
Sounds really beautiful. The tiniest regret I have with this is that maybe it's taking away from other vocalists, and this is where it brings the question that, is this ethical? I think that if you want to hire a vocalist, you're going to hire one. This is not going to take away from you hiring a vocalist. This is just going to open up doors to people that maybe wouldn't hire a vocalist in the first place. I'm a firm believer that people prefer social interaction and social creativity more than using AI, so you can use this as a tool, but I don't really think it's going to replace what a vocalist has to offer artistically, creatively, and socially. And I think it's just more beneficial to work with other artists than it is to work with AI alone. AI, in my opinion, should be used as tools to help create art and not be the art itself. Like I mentioned earlier, links to these plugins as well as this project file for download are in the link in the description below. If you want to learn how to make really good progressive house bass lines, then check out this video right here. And if you want to check out a video that YouTube thinks that you'll like, then click this video right here.